Okay, so some of you might be asking why or if I am transferring again. I am in fact transferring again. Yeah. So, more importantly are the reasons why, what's going on, and kind of the backstory behind it. So, first of all, I'm just going to start with the backstory. So, it was my senior year of high school and I was applying to colleges, and I obviously applied to a ton of different colleges and I got accepted to a ton of different colleges. Two of those schools that I applied to were the University of Miami and Boston University. Now, I got into Boston University as a guaranteed transfer, which means that I got accepted my senior year of high school, and the condition was that I would be admitted fall 2017. So that meant that I would have to spend a year at another college or university. And I was like, this is a great deal, I'm going to do it. And, you know, my heart from the get-go was like, oh, I'm going to go to Boston University. Now, it's not a binding decision, but I feel like my heart was already set on going to Boston University, and I was just very much in love with the idea. So, you know, my freshman year of college comes and goes, and I'm still thinking I'm still going to go to Boston U. So I try not to make a lot of good connections as a freshman, and I regret that profusely. But fast forward, I do end up going to Boston University, and here's what I have to say about it. I really wanted to enjoy it. I really did. That was my dream school, my number one choice. It was the school that I saw myself going to since I started like looking at colleges as a high schooler. Like I do remember that was like one of my first choices ever, and of course it was my number one school. But actually attending, it made me realize a lot of things. The school itself is very money hungry, which really turned me off immediately. Like it was really sad for me to see like such greed for a student's money, especially when they know most students are already going into debt just to attend this school. Of course, there's worse colleges out there, but it was just... But yeah, one of the biggest things there was they were very money hungry. Like, for example, at the University of Miami, if I wanted to attend a play, for example, it was completely free. But if I wanted to attend a play at Boston University, this was this shit that got me so tight. It was like paid in part by your student activities fee, and I'm like, why can't you just pay the full thing? Like, I'm not gonna cash out extra money. Why don't you just pay the full thing? It's like a scam almost. And it was just like, if I wanted to join a club, I had to pay money. And of course there's clubs that you do have to pay money to join, but it was like every single thing, it was just like a ton of dues, you have to pay for shirts, and just a lot of nonsense that I just couldn't understand. There was just a lot of hidden fees. Like, for example, you have to pay for laundry, for printing, water. I don't know, it was just like a lot of money commitments that should have already been a part of the tuition, especially when the tuition is that expensive. So it was a huge turnoff, especially when I knew from my freshman year at the University of Miami that it was substantially cheaper. Second, going off of that, as a transfer, I already knew a lot of people were not getting the best scholarship aid, and I already knew that firsthand. But what I did notice is, yeah, these people didn't have a lot of scholarship aid, but they were also much richer than I am. And at first I was like, yeah, it's fine, like, I'll pay off this debt, no problem. But a lot of people from the get-go said you shouldn't be in debt for your undergrad, and I didn't understand that until I was living in the situation where I'm not going to disclose how much I had to pay or how much other people have to pay, but I just didn't think it was right for someone of my social economic status to have to pay as much as Boston University was asking me to pay. this goes to any college out there. I don't think it's right to ask people that make a certain amount of money to pay the same amount of money to go to college. It doesn't make sense to me. But a lot of these transfers already came from money, so it was just hard for me when they were saying, oh yeah, we're so poor, and then they would want to go out to eat almost every weekend. I was like, I don't have that type of money, guys. But yeah, that's another reason. The people there themselves, I wouldn't say that there was much support for transfer students at all. They had a class, and I made some good friends there. I did make really good connections at BU, but the general consensus, in my opinion, is I felt uncomfortable being at that school. Like, I would just be in my dorm room, and I just wouldn't want to be there. Like, it was a big problem because I would want to come home almost every weekend. And that's another factor. I said I wanted to go to BU because it was closer to home. But in many ways, that was also detrimental to myself because it was so close to home that I would want to go home almost every weekend. And I didn't want to be at Boston University. I didn't want to stay there for an entire weekend. I didn't find an appeal. I wasn't comfortable being there. Like, I would always want to be outside of my room, trying to distract myself because I was not comfortable there. But yeah, I feel like I should have trusted my gut on this one. But yeah, like I said, like the whole summer, I was just completely paranoid. I was like, this is not the right decision. Should I just like go back to Miami? Like, I was not happy that I was going to be, and I was just like, you know what, let me give it the best foot forward and try it out and see what happens. Like, you never know. And then I did, and it was right. When I was like thinking all summer, it was just not the place for me. That's not to say that I didn't have a good time at Boston University. It was really nice to be closer to home. I didn't really feel like a separation pain that I did with my parents when I went to Miami because I live in New York. I really found myself at BU, but it just wasn't the right place for me. And sometimes you think that what you have is not right for you, but sometimes like the first choice ends up being not right for you, and your second choice ends up being even better for you. But this is just me, spreading my experience onto you. Some of you might actually like BU better than Miami, but in my opinion, University of Miami is a much better choice for me. If you're thinking of applying to either school, or you have anything to ask me, please leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, or don't leave a thumbs down. That's just rude. As always, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.